And we are back with the third segment of the GSMC Sports Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this third segment, we are going to talk about Bill Belichick and the possibility of him coaching a college team. Because recently, there have, and we're going straight into the segment, by the way. Recently, there have been reports and multiple reports at that Bill Belichick has, at the very least, spoken with North Carolina representatives about the school's open head coaching job. And this is coming as a little bit of a shocker because, like, at least for me, I thought that when Bill Belichick, I like to call him the Emperor because, like, for the longest time he just completely dominated the AFC, and with Tom Brady, like, those guys are like the Emperor and Darth Vader from Star Wars. It was like, oh, these guys, they just won't go away. They are evil. Get away from me. And finally, they both go away, and they're not in the NFL anymore. But obviously, Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches in NFL history. I mean, he started out with the New York Giants as a defensive coordinator. Fantastic. Developed Lawrence Taylor. Love him for that. And then he went and became evil and became the head coach for the Patriots and won 6 Super Bowls for the Patriots, as you guys well already know, because we cannot stop talking about Tom Brady and his championship rings for whatever reason. But aside from me not liking Tom Brady, this is a surprising move coming in from Bill Belichick. I mean, he has never coached in college before, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a college coaching background, right? So, again, he's the former coach for the New England Patriots, and he's been coaching, he's been out of coaching during the 2024 season since parting ways with the Patriots at the end of 2023, primarily because it doesn't really seem like the Pats are a good enough team when they're led by Belichick. I mean, it's starting to, the narrative between, like, you know, whether Tom was a system quarterback and whether or not Bill Belichick needed Tom definitely got enforced after the last few seasons when Bill Belichick coached the Patriots without having Tom Brady on it. He was able to make the playoffs regardless, but still, he got absolutely whooped by the Bills. They got whooped so bad that the Bills ended up breaking records, scoring a touchdown on every single drive that they had in that game. They did not like being the red carpet that the Pats would walk on every single year. For 20 plus years when Tom Brady was the quarterback. They did not like that time at all. But regardless, after parting ways, it seems like, after parting ways with the Pats, it seems like, you just take retirement, especially with the girlfriend that he has now, very young. And I think you just take your time and spend time with her, or you just do something else with your life. But no, he wants to coach. He wants to coach North Carolina. Now, North Carolina, they fired their head coach, Mac Brown, at the end of the season, and Brown is not the coach for the Tar Heels. He's not going to coach the Tar Heels bowl game, and Brown was in his second stint with the school, and, like, I mean, after 2 years getting fired, that is incredible. That is crazy, in my opinion. But Bill Belichick, he's 72. He's approximately 8 months younger than Brown, and he has never coached college football before. Though his dad, Steve Belichick, he was a longtime college coach. In fact, one of the more famous college coaches, because he spent 30 years, actually well over 30 years, coaching the Navy. And back in the day, Navy football and Army football, they were like Navy and Army, like they had football teams, and it was like it was a vibe, I guess you could say. That's like really the only thing that's like really the best way to describe it. Like that was it was a great thing that they added that to the Navy and Army programs, because the way that some people see it, like, you can implement a lot of military strategies, and you can implement military tactics into the game of football. I took a history of football class, and that's exactly what we learned, and that's exactly what the teacher talked about. It was like, I mean, some of the people, they ended up using and taking, like, Napoleon's speeches, and as well as Napoleon's strategies of in the art of war, and implemented that into football. it's a long story, and I can't really do it justice in just one segment, but it's like the Army and Navy footballs, they were legit. And so Bill's father was a legitimate coach, which explains Bill Belichick's coaching background and his ability to coach at such a high level in the NFL. But regardless, I mean, Belichick's son, Steve, is in his first season as a defensive coordinator at Washington as well. So the team is it's got a very talented coaching tree, like the family, I should say. So being the defensive coordinator at Washington. And Bill is also very good friends with former Alabama head coach Nick Saban. Nick Saban, excuse me. And if there was anything that Belichick needed to know about the current state of college football, is we're betting that Saban would not be shy sharing that information. The Patriots, they won 6 Super Bowls, obviously, during his time and his tenure. The team's last title came at the end of the 2018 season when and New England missed the playoffs in each of Belichick's final 2 seasons. So it's like not a very good stint. Definitely not a very good stint. But he was interviewed by North Carolina, and according to some reports, he blew them away in the interview. And it seems like, the interest for Bill Belichick to be the head coach of North Carolina, it's very real. But really, I think the big concern is, at least for me, his age. And I don't really know how long he's going to continue to be able to be a head coach. I mean, being 72, it's not that old, but again, it's pretty old. And he is 8 months younger than the previous coach. But another thing that is going to bug me is the fact that he has never coached a college team before. Granted, JJ Redick has never coached an NBA team before, and here he is being able, the Lakers are in a much better spot than what they were in last year, in my opinion. I mean, they're 12-10 right now, so not really the best spot. Definitely not the best spot. But still, they do have, I feel like their offense has gotten much better under JJ Redick as opposed to what it's gone with, what it was with Darvin Ham. But the big problem with the Lakers, in my opinion, is their defense, or lack thereof. And also some of the role players who don't really seem to be nearly as consistent as we expect them to be, but that's besides the point. I mean, Belichick being the head coach for the Tar Heels, going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting what he brings to the table, as well as how long he is going to be the head coach for the for college games. And really, I actually do have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that Bill Belichick can actually make this team a competent team in the future, going into the future of college football? Because the college football landscape is changing with multiple teams, with conference realignments and things like that. Do you think that the Tar Heels, they could be a legitimate team in the college football scene, and would they be able to make bowl games? Would they be able to make the college football playoffs if they had Bill Belichick as their coach? I'm curious what you guys think about that in the comments section down below. I wouldn't put it past him. Again, this is a coach that has, throughout his entire career of coaching in the NFL, he has done more or less, he has done nothing but win. I mean, he's won as a defensive coordinator with the Giants, as I mentioned before, and we all know what he did with the Pats. Now, again, you can make the argument that it was more or less Tom Brady. Like, that argument is definitely strengthened after the last few seasons he was on New England. But at the same time, I don't even think any coach with that roster would have been able to do what Belichick did, both with Tom Brady and without Tom Brady. But again, we never really know. Because again, Tom Brady, once he left the Patriots, he ended up winning a Super Bowl. But that roster was way better than what most people want you to believe. And I could go on and on about how lucky Tom Brady has been throughout his entire career. But aside from that, and I could also go on and on about how fantastic Bill Belichick's defenses were in most of those years where he ended up winning. But aside from that, that's really all that I have in this third segment. Again, let me know in the comments if you guys think Bill Belichick should take this job, if you guys think he should just, retire, if you guys stay retired, if you guys think that maybe somebody else would be a better fit for the head coaching position since he has no experience as a college coach. Let me know what you guys think. But we're going to go into the fourth segment, which is going to be a recap of all of the games that went down yesterday in the NBA. So I'll be right back after this short break. Be sure to stay tuned.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.